Today we will start with clean room software engineering. It is an engineering approach which is used to build correctness in the developed software. So the name itself suggests that this it is the type of engineering which will be focusing on engineering. It will be focusing on software engineering, where the main aim of this type of engineering will be your cleanliness in the software engineering process. The main concept behind this clean room software engineering is to remove dependency on the costly processes. So what exactly happening in this? When you are going to focus on the software development, always the focus should be on the system, should not be depend on any other thing. So clean room software engineering will going to remove the dependency of one process to another process, or it will going to remove the dependency between various applications, various costly application. That means the system should be completely independent. That is the main aim of this concept of clean room engineering. It includes quality approach of writing code from the beginning to final, gather into the complete system. So the main focus will be in quality approach. The quality in writing the code from the very first phase to up to the last phase. The quality improvement will be focused here. Which are the various tasks that can be occurred in clean room engineering? When you are going to focus on clean room engineering, that will be divided into many tasks, or that will be divided into various tasks. Let us see those tasks one by one. Number one, there should be the continuous incremental planning. That means the planning should be in incremental fashion. It should go on increasing way. Then the next will be your requirement gathering. Then box structure specification. Let us see them. Then it should be your formal design. That means what? You should design the formal interface, how the interface will be, what that interface will going to have, what will be the menu, what will be everything. The interface design will be focused in this formal designing. Then correctness verification, how you are going to verify the correctness of the system, whether the system is performing the correct or not, how you are going to focus. That will be the part of your correctness verification. That means the verification done on the correctness of the system. Then the next task will be code generation, inspection and verification. Whatever code you are going to write from the first phase up to the last phase, that code should be inspected and that code should be verified. The verification and inspection should be done on the code written in from first phase to last phase. So these are what your various tasks that can be performed while doing the clean room engineering. Then next is your statistical test planning. So you should plan what kind of testing should be done, which will be the various test cases, what will be the various your statistics in terms of your testing activity. So in case of your statistical test planning, the main aim will be, or the main focus will be on the test activity or the testing activity. You should design the various test cases. You should mention the test input and output. Everything will be focused in terms of your what? Testing activity or test planning activity. These are the various steps of your what? Clean room engineering. Then next one will be your statistical use testing. That will be your what? Test planning. Once you plan the testing activity where you are going to focus, you start using the testing. Here you are going to actually focus on your testing process. And last one will be your issuing the certification of your quality assurance of the system. So at the end, the software will going to receive the quality assurance, whether the software or whether the application have reached up to that quality or not. So various quality assurance certificate will going to provide, like we already saw ISO certification, CMM, CMMI, PCMM, all those one of the certification will going to receive at the end of this your clean room engineering process. So the certification will be given to the quality of the system. That is why all those processes, whatever processes you can see on the screen, all those processes will be the part of your quality assurance activity. So whenever you will be asking for the clean room engineering, you should focus on these activities, you should focus on, or you should explain these activities in detail. Let us see the clean room process model. It is the modeling approach uses this modeling approach uses a method called box structure specification. Clean room process model will going to use your what box structure specification. In that, a box contains the system or the aspect of the system in detail. That means the word box will be written with the system, can be called as your system structure specification. So the box can be your system or the system in detail. Information in each box is sufficient to define its refinement without depending on implementation of the other boxes. Whatever box you have, whatever material in that box, that material is sufficient to explain you what exactly that box is going to do. In the same way, whatever code you are going to write for the system, that code or that function will going to tell you what exactly that system is going to do, irrespective of depending upon the implementation of other system. बाकी सिस्टम इम्प्लीमेंट होगी, जब होगी तब होगी, अपनी सिस्टम जो भी है वो इम्प्लीमेंट हो जानी चाहिए. That is what the box is. So one box is purely independent of other box. All the contents of that box will be independent of other boxes. In the same way, one system should always be independent of another system, whether the other system is developed or not, irrespective of the system should be developed. The clean room process model uses three types of boxes, or the clean room process model will going to use three types of system or three types of models or boxes. First one is your black box. This black box will going to identify the behavior of the system, how your system is going to behave, what exactly it is going to give you as output. This black box will going to focus on the system behavior. The system responds to specific events by applying the set of transitions rule. There will be various rules. On the basis of those rules, the system will going to define the system will going to check whether it is responding properly or not. This is the task of your what black box. Second is your state box. What exactly that state box will do? It consists of state data or operations that are similar to the objects. Object can be your what object oriented object, the objects from your object oriented concept. That object will, if we consider the object in your OOP, the object will have either data or operation. So the state box will going to focus on the data and operation of your object. It represents history of black box. That is, data content in the state box must be maintained in all transitions. तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा, स्टेट बॉक्स में जो कुछ भी रहेगा आपका क्या रहेगा, स्टेट बॉक्स में आपने जो कोई भी ब्लैक बॉक्स देखा था, उस ब्लैक बॉक्स में जो कुछ भी डेटा था, दैट डेटा विल गोइंग टू रिप्रेजेंट बाय योर स्टेट बॉक्स. And the third type of box in your clean room process model will be your clear box. The clear box will go into the transition function used by state box is defined in your clear box. You can see that all these three boxes are depend on each other. Like the clear box will be depend on the state box. The state box is depend on your black box. Likewise, all these three boxes are dependent on each other. It simply states that a clear box includes the procedural design for the state box. Yes. इस clear box में क्या होगा आपका हमेशा, it will going to include the procedural design. आप क्या करोगे, डिजाइन को डिजाइनिंग का जो भी प्रोसीजर है, यू आर गोइंग टू नोट डाउन that design procedure in case of your what state box model. So these are the various three models, or these are the three various boxes that are considered while you are clean room software engineering. Next point is your defect injection and defect prevention. So what exactly the defect injection is and what is your defect prevention? The purpose of defect prevention is to identify the root cause of defects and prevent them from reoccurring. The use of, or the main purpose of a defect prevention is you need to find out the root cause of defect. आपके प्रोग्राम में कोई अगर एरर जनरेट होता है या कोई आपके प्रोग्राम में डिफेक्ट जनरेट होता है, द डिफेक्ट प्रिवेंशन विल गोइंग टू हेल्प यू इन फाइंडिंग आउट द रूट कॉज ऑफ योर डिफेक्ट. मीन्स एग्जैक्टली वो जो कोई भी एरर है, वो एरर कहाँ से जनरेट हुआ है, व्हाट इज द रूट कॉज ऑफ दैट एरर, यू नीड टू फाइंड आउट द रूट कॉज. अगर आपको उस एरर का रूट कॉज मिल गया तो आप उसे क्या कर पाओगे, इजीली रिमूव कर पाओगे, एंड यू आर गोइंग टू प्रिवेंट दैट डिफेक्ट टू रीअकर. फिर से फ्यूचर में वो एरर फिर से जनरेट ना हो, इसके लिए आप क्या करोगे, वर्क करोगे. फॉर दैट पर्पज यू मस्ट नो द एक्चुअल कॉज ऑफ, और द रूट कॉज ऑफ योर defect. It involves analyzing the defects that were encountered in the past and taking specific action to prevent the occurrence of those types of defects in the in the future. This defect injection and prevention will going to analyze the defect that were encountered in the past. इसके पहले फ्यूचर में ऐसा कोई एरर जनरेट हुआ है क्या, ऐसा कोई डिफेक्ट जनरेट हुआ है क्या? अगर ऐसा कुछ जनरेट हुआ होगा तो ये फ्यूचर में जनरेट ना हो, इसकी केयर ली जाती है. सो उस एरर को उसी स्टेज में क्या करते हैं, मिनिमाइज कर देंगे, दैट इट शुड नॉट गेट रीअकर इन द फ्यूचर. It also enhances the productivity. Yes, ultimately it will going to help you in increasing the productivity of your system. अगर एरर फ्री सिस्टम होगी तो प्रोडक्टिविटी ऑटोमेटिकली क्या हो जाएगी, इंक्रीज होने वाली है. दिस विल रिड्यूसेस द रिवर्क एफर्ट. बार बार वो एरर फाइंड आउट करके बार बार वो एरर को रिमूव करने की जरूरत नहीं है. एक बार अगर आपको उसका रूट कॉज पता चल गया और आपने उसे अगर एक बार रिमूव कर दिया तो बार बार आपकी वो एरर जनरेट नहीं होगी. सो दिस विल रिड्यूसेस व्हाट, योर rework. So what are the various methods of defect prevention, how you are going to prevent the defects? So there are various methods of your what, defect preventions. Number one is your reviews and inspection. In this method, what is happening, you are going to review the system or you are going to inspect the system. There are types of review, self review, peer review and inspection. इसमें क्या करोगे आप, either खुद जाके रिव्यू करोगे, और peer review means what, किसी और से रिव्यू करवा के लोगे, और इंस्पेक्ट करोगे. So there are two types of reviews and inspection. Self review, peer review and inspection. Self review means the review done by yourself. Peer review means the review done by some third party person, and the inspection. This is the first method of your what, defect prevention. The second method will be your walkthrough. Walkthrough is the prototyping of actual design that gives you basic idea of the product functionality along with its look and feel. यहाँ पे क्या होगा, वॉक थ्रू में जनरली क्या करते हैं कि आपकी जो कोई भी सिस्टम होती है, उस सिस्टम का प्रोटोटाइप बनाते हैं. प्रोटोटाइप मीन्स व्हाट, उसका एक मॉडल बनाएंगे, और उस मॉडल के ऊपर क्या करोगे, आप वेरियस एक्टिविटी परफॉर्म करोगे और आप चेक करोगे उसका लुक एंड फील. This is the process of your what, walkthrough. Then the third method will be your defect logging and documentation. It provides the key parameter that supports defect analysis and measurement. Whatever you are going to do in the defect logging, that will be recorded, and that logging will be recorded in terms of your help document, and it will going to consist of defect analysis and various measurements. And the last method of your defect prevention will be root cause analysis. Here you are going to find out the root cause of your defect. Root cause मतलब क्या, उसका एकदम बेसिक कॉज क्या है एग्जैक्टली वो एरर कहाँ पे जनरेट हुई है, कहाँ से जनरेट हो रही है, that you are going to find out. That is your what root cause analysis is.